The next lesson which we are going to see is the prose fourth chapter, which is the Anandi Gopal and autobiography. Okay, over here, autobiography is nothing but a person's life is written by the person himself or herself. Okay, so they write about themselves, and what is biography is nothing but about a person's life will be written by some other person. Okay, so this is the lesson which was written by Anandi Gopal herself. Okay, and here are few the women's power, that is the women who have been succeeded in their life, they have been given over here. So try to identify them as they have given some of the descriptions over there. Okay, so, in this lesson, we'll go through it and we'll find how Anandi has struggled in her life to become or to be a successor in her life. An autobiography is a story of a person's life written by a person himself, as I already said, while a biography is the story of a person's life written by somebody else. Okay, so now we will read the autobiography of Anandi Gopal, the first Indian woman to receive education abroad and to obtain a medical degree. Education abroad means in a foreign country she went and she did, and how she succeed in getting a medical degree, that is a doctor degree. Okay, how did she achieve this? What were the obstacles faced by her? Obstacle means difficulties. What made her desire to become a doctor? That is what made her what wish or what um, wanted thing she wanted to become a doctor. Read her autobiography to get answers to these questions. So let us move on to the autobiography which was written by Anandi herself. I was born on 31st March 1865 as Yamuna Joshi in Kalyan. So her original name is Yamuna Joshi. Okay, a small town near Mumbai. My family used to be the landlords in the town. Landlords are nothing but one who owns the house, lands, or property. Okay, so they were called as landlords, but had lost their riches. So now they were no more rich persons. Okay, when I was 9 years old, I was married and my name was changed to Anandi. So when Anandi, she was 9 years. She was married, and her name, which was Yamuna Joshi, was now changed to Anandi. Okay. Before my marriage, I could barely read Marathi. Barely means hardly. So she can just read the Marathi. Education of girls was not common then, but my husband Gopal Rao was an ardent supporter of remarriage and women's education. Ardent is nothing but very passionate very passionate about one thing. Okay, that is he was very supporting to the remarriage of the widows. Widows are the persons whose husband was dead. Okay, and or the husbands were died, the women are said as widow. Okay, and he was very eager to do for the women's education too. After our marriage, he started teaching me. This was very difficult. So in those days, husband didn't even speak directly to his wife in front of others. So it was very difficult for her to learn, okay, from her husband. In the beginning, my husband tried to enroll me in the missionary schools. Missionary schools is nothing but the school which teach religious ideas. Okay, but that did not work out. We had to move from Kalyan to Alibag to Kolhapur and finally to Calcutta, where he was left free to teach me. So she shifted from Kalyan to Alibag, then to Kolhapur, and finally they settled in Calcutta, where she was very much free and he could teach her. After my rapid progress, rapid is nothing but very fast progressing. Okay, my husband was insistent that I should acquire higher education. Insistent means what we'll say, determined or decided that she should do higher education. In those days, female doctors were not available in our country. Many women reluctant to approach a male doctor. Reluctant means nothing but unwillingly. They don't even approach the male doctor for their issues. Okay, so they would suffer a lot. So I myself had lost my infant son when I was 14. So when she was 14, she had a son which was very infant means small baby. Okay, so he died. So I decided that I could like to be a doctor. So at that stage she decided to become a doctor. My husband tried very hard to get me admitted to some university in America. So her husband tried to get a seat for her in America. Mrs. Carpenter of Roselle, New Jersey, by chance came to know my story and was moved by the correspondence and wrote me a letter. So the one who supported Anandi was Mrs. Carpenter of Roselle, which is a place in New Jersey, America. Okay, so she came to know about the stories which have been gone through by the Anandi. So she started to write a letter, and she offered a course which could host her in the USA. Okay, since Gopal Rao wasn't able to get a job there, we decided that I should leave for America alone. So Gopal Rao didn't get job over there, that is over in USA. So at that time Anandi was alone, moved to America. So we had to face a lot of opposition and criticism. Opposition means nothing but objection or dislike from the people. Criticism is nothing but the disapproval to extent of people throwing stones and cow dung at us. So they even throw the stones and even the cow dung, okay, on them. Finally, after many trials and tribulations, that is many times she tried it, and after suffering a lot, in June 1883, I reached America and met my carpenter Mawasi, that is aunt. Okay. In America, there were many things that I thought were strange and many that the carpenters found strange about me. So, over there, totally her appearance, her behavior, everything was totally different when compared to the carpenters, the family which were living in USA. For example, the carpenters found it odd that I couldn't sit down on a chair when Mr. Carpenter was in the room. So why? Because as he was elder, right? So in our custom in India, we never sit in front of the elders. And as I was astonished, that is very much surprised, that they didn't bath every day. So she was very much surprised that they didn't even take a bath every day. Other things like my clothes and my not eating non-vegetarian food was also very strange for them. So as Anandi doesn't eat non-vegetarian, so this was also a point to state that she was very strange from them. Carpenter Mawasi took care of me as if I were her own daughter. So she took care of her as she's her own daughter, and she cried like a child when she left me at the women's college in Philadelphia. So once she got appointed in the Philadelphia college, so she cried like a child as she was leaving Anandi. The superintendent and the secretary of the college were very kind. So they were impressed that I had come to study from so far away, braving poverty and opposition from my people. So the superintendent and the secretary of that college were very much impressed. Impressed means nothing but feeling respect for her, as she has faced many oppositions from there, that is from India, the people, and the poverty, that is the poverty is nothing but below poor line. Okay, so from the poor family. Yeah. So they even offered me a scholarship of $600 for the 3 years. So they offered $600 for 3 years. So the room was provided to me at the college didn't have a proper fireplace. Okay, so the room which was given to Anandi did not have a proper fireplace, that is the smoke to emit out. Okay, so it was a choice between a smoke and the cold. I tried to get another place, but that was not possible as no one was ready to rent a place to a brown Hindu girl trying to be a doctor. So she tried out somewhere to get some other place, but no one would rent her as she was a brown Hindu girl. After about 2 years in that place, I started having a constant temperature and cough. Well, living in an alien culture, weather was always going to be difficult, and I was ready to face it. So, almost it was 2 years she was having a constant temperature, that is a fever and the cough. Okay, and she asked why it has been given as an alien culture, because her culture and the people who live there was entirely different, and the weather is also very much difficult to survive at that place for her.